Kwankwaso has since joined the NDC. And as soon as they joined that, barely 24 hours, 48 hours, we're hearing another litigation matter. Litigations have been used to scatter all political parties because that's the latest word we have been hearing, scatter them. Is this another scatter them syndrome that is coming to the NDC? Will Peter Obi ever be on a political platform without litigations happening every day? Well, these and many more we will be trying to dissect today on the show. Welcome aboard, people. This is a Barry Cosmos Blog, that podcast where everything goes, no holds barred, the most explosive podcast on air. Welcome aboard. My name is Barry Cosmos, and of course, I will be discussing with a legal practitioner, a legal luminary who is also an executive of MBA. I think so. And of course, it's good to have a pleasure to welcome the director of Valley Solicitors. And of course, he is the chairman of VK Lawyers Forum here in Imo State, Barrister Chuks Aruba. Good afternoon, Barrister.
Yes, good afternoon, Barry. And I'm kind of encouraged by your new establishment.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much. Well, need I remind you that the one man who has made this possible is sitting beside me here. When this whole idea floated, he just said, "Hey, go and start. Stop wasting time." And that gave me the ginger to do where we are today. So please, everybody, send me a good like there. I appreciate you for all you've done. And this is what we have started today. We are now making it a
Yeah,
reality.
it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm encouraged.
So let's go straight into the business of the day. The NDC is now the latest brand.
Yes,
And
that is where everybody is now.
I feel as reaching me. Feel like say don't join them.
I'm being led by the Spirit too.
You're being led by the Spirit.
Well, I've not
Everybody,
joined. I've not
you've
joined.
not
I've
joined.
not joined.
All right,
That's
so let's
just on
let's
my-
go there.
Yeah.
The NDC is now the latest bride, and what do you make of the NDC all of a sudden becoming this huge?
You know, I earlier told you about this that where Obi was, that kind of a loose arrangement wasn't going to help him get to anywhere. You know,
Okay.
when I said it earlier concerning ADC, you didn't really get me, but I said it categorically.
Yeah,
clear.
I remember.
Unequivocal. I told you that arrangement, you cannot, you don't want to rescue a people, a country, and that you now have a collection of questionable characters. You have so many questions to answer. You have a collection of questionable characters, and one man goes there whom the people believe in, and he joins them, and he feels this loose arrangement, not even merger, just a loose arrangement. You know, they gathered, called themselves, or everybody is targeting the incumbent, want to pull him out. Nobody is talking about what they are bringing on board. And I told you that's kind of loose arrangement, no manifesto, no ideology. It cannot deliver this country. And it happened. I think he must have slept and considered it widely and objectively and comprehensively, and came to the conclusion that the best thing for him to do is to move on and join a party, a vehicle that can take him to that place, because ADC is not a good vehicle at all. I kept saying it from day one. It's not a good vehicle.
Why was you keep saying ADC is not a good vehicle? Is it the party or the individuals that make up the coalition?
The party is the element of the vehicle. You cannot talk about the vehicle without the individual. For instance, the individuals are what make, they are the element in the party. So they are the actual drivers of that vehicle. If you have a vehicle and the driver is a bad driver, you are going to, exactly. So that's just the thing. They are the people who have gathered there. They are the problem.
Okay, now NDC, Obi has joined NDC, and all of a sudden litigations are beginning to fly over.
Yeah.
Now, one Abo is saying that the NDC is not supposed to be a political party in Nigeria. It's no longer just about who is dragging now. It's a matter of, will the NDC be on the ballot?
That's the issue now. But you know that in Nigeria, I understand that what happens is the problem is Obi. You know, now there will not, you find out that there won't be any much problem with ADC, because the real issue with ADC has gone, which is Obi. You understand? They are not afraid of Atiku.
What
Let me
makes you
tell you,
think so?
no, they are not. They are not. They are not afraid. Nigerians wouldn't even vote Atiku. So their people are not afraid of Atiku. The presidency, they are not afraid of Atiku. There is only one man they are afraid of. Will be because the people are going to follow him. So they are not afraid of somebody they already know his antecedents. Probably they know it won't be the people following him. It will be maybe other way rounds, and they understand the other way rounds more than him.
But
They
if
know the
but
other game more than him. Let
that,
me tell you, President
okay.
Tinubu understand this game. He's not Jonathan. It's not Jonathan that will chicken out to. He knows the game, so he's somebody that will stand there and fight it. So Atiku is not his problem, and the only people Tinubu is afraid of is the people, not any other personality, because he knows all of them are the same. So the only person, the only, let me tell you, the only people he is afraid of is the masses, not the other politicians. And he knows the only person that commands the masses is P2P. And that's why they have gone to start litigations now. Well, we understand that's not an issue.
Do you think
Except
the courts now
I don't
are
see
playing a role in this, welcoming these litigations and
no,
having
courts don't
this,
welcome litigations. You know, when you come to court, even if you come to court to say that your mother is not your mother, or your mother is not a woman, that is a man, even court will, you file it, it will go through the registry and enter inside the court. It's when they now call you up, now, no matter how frivolous, somebody now need to come and say, no, this matter, you know, the courts, there's nothing here. There's no cause of action. But they can't be saying the mother is not the woman because it's the mother that gave birth to him. Someone have to now argue it and convince court. You can't throw this away. So the court doesn't just welcome. If you want to do anything in court, you go through the registry. Once you file it, you pay. They want you to come and pay.
All right. In this whole arrangement of the NDC right now, the NDC is being accused of not supposed to be a political party. That it was a court pronouncement. It didn't go through the normal INEC processes of registration of a political party by the ADA, which was supposed to be the platform which Obi was supposed to run on before he hit a snag in the registration process. And now they are using that same pattern to say they're not supposed to be a party. What do you think this will amount to in the long run?
I don't see that matter going any far. You see, let me tell you, the issue of registration of political party, much of the discretion lies with INEC.
Okay.
Much of though there are constitutional requirements. You know, when you look at the constitutional requirement, like the national spread required of every political party, you must have that national spread. That is the number one requirement. It's not supposed to be regional. That's why ABGA, all of them, you know, they started having national spread because that's one of the requirements.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have offices, and your headquarters must be in Abuja. Has to be in Abuja. These are requirements. And when you meet the constitutional requirement, and who determines the existence of all these things is INEC.
Okay.
So the discretion lies with them. They are the one that goes for inspection or to ensure that the requirements are met. They are the one that receives your application, your constitution, your manifesto. These are the things that you attach to your application. For instance, your manifesto, your constitution. They receive it, they vet it. They are the ones. The discretion lies with them to say that somebody is qualified. And when somebody is registered, there is what we call presumption of regularity.
Okay.
The presumption of regularity is that which ought to be done has been done in the regular way. You understand? Meaning, if they have been registered, it means they have gone through the regular process of registration. You cannot come after someone is registered and is there. You now start attacking. You said he did not. Whatever thing that has happened, there is presumption in his favor that he has done all that is required.
They're saying it was a court pronouncement. And if a court pronouncement, can somebody overturn a court pronouncement?
That's the question. If it is a court pronouncement, that it makes it even more stronger. It becomes a better registration.
We see that court will now say this court erred in doing this. Don't you think anything like that will come up?
No, that means they ought to have appealed it as at the time court gave the judgment, the order. If a court says something that should be done, or this is what it is, or makes a declaration, you are to appeal it if you don't want it. You don't just stay in your house.
The matter is time bound.
I don't know when the court made that order, but I know there is what we call extension of time. Even when the time is, gone, you can extend to appeal. But the
Okay.
question, are they appealing it? But because they are in a court of first instance,
Okay.
they are starting a trial over it.
Mm.
So if a court has made an order that they should be registered, that is even a stronger ground for registration.
Okay.
That means the court must have perused through an application and someone against it, and court said no, this application deserves registration.
Okay.
Register.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's a great one because as it stands now, Obi and Kwankwaso, if they get the ticket because it's not yet a guru, do you think that platform would be able to have the structures it needs around the country to sustain
I don't
or
think.
mount a challenge?
I don't think. I have to be real here.
Okay.
But I know if the people can become the structure, then it's possible. It's easy to stay at the junction and be shouting, "We are, we are." When the chips are down, the day on the election date, you just vote and leave. That won't happen. There's no miracle about it. If the people will become their structure, then they will have a good structure.
Is it not a repeat of Labour Party
scenario where some of them won election, like here they have all defected to the other parties? It's likely to happen, but I am also looking at people now thinking that we are not going to give everybody that free way to use us to enter into office in the name of Obi. People are also considering we are only going to focus on Obi, not party this time around. But I know it's difficult to happen because if elections are going to happen simultaneously, like the federal elections and the presidency, you're coming to vote that day.
There's no way you begin to look for this and this.
We are not that politically educated to be able to say I'm separating the two. We only go by the symbol. What is there? Is it umbrella or is it this?
The insignia of NDC is not a very popular one for now.
Yeah, it's not.
And personally, I'm still yet to even get
know what it is.
Know what it is. At the end of the day.
But even at that, it doesn't take time for it to spread.
Is this obese movement from the ADC to the NDC? Is it not like handing over the presidency to the president?
Wherever he stays.
Divided, they can stand a chance.
Let me tell you, it's not true. I know that if they stay together, it won't happen because Atiku would never concede. And this thing has been zoned to the south. When it was zoned to the north, Atiku contested on that. He was given that opportunity. Nobody here opposed them in their primaries. Now the thing is zoned to the south. He is still, plotting to be the one. They are saying, okay, they are talking about consensus. And when they talk about that, it's him. It's him now. He is the owner. He is the one everybody is rallying around. And the truth is that I believe even if it happens, it's not a handover. It is not just a handover, but it's because at this moment, there has never been any opposition.
Okay.
Even with the ADC, there was no opposition. I have been saying this. With ADC, there was no opposition because number one, I compared ADC with APC in 2013 or what. I told you during that time, there was a merger. There was a merger.
This came together and formed a brand new one.
Yes, ACN came. This one came. All of them came, and there was a new constitution. There was a merger process. They all agreed we are going to form APC. Or let's use APC as our
vehicle. They tried doing that. The INEC blocked it with the ADA.
No, there wasn't.
There was an ADA movement. But anyway,
ADC,
INEC said
ADC.
No, not ADC. I mean the coalition. The people, when they wanted to start, they looked at the ADA, which was not given the permission to become a political party. So that's why they settled down for the ADC as a platform. And now, with all these litigations are coming around, now another very big confusing factor is that people are saying that Obi chickened out. Obi chickened out because he could not defeat Atiku in a primary, even if it's free and fair.
No, this is Nigeria.
Others are saying he left because the courts were going to throw him out. Since the Supreme Court refused to rule on that matter, we can send them back to the Federal High Court. That it was just going to be carried on to the time in where Obi can no longer do anything.
Be on the ballot.
They will not give him this thing. Obi said he's going to be on the ballot. That's why he left. So on these two interpretations, what do you say?
I don't think he chickened out. This is wisdom. Anyone is using wisdom. You don't stay where you know there is no road and you continue to knock on the door when there is no road. There maybe there is a wall. You've seen there is a wall and you're knocking. You only stand at the door and knock, not on the wall. So ADC is like a wall, and him going there from the one, I never approved of it. I was disgusted. I stated it from the one that going to ADC is like entering a no what do you call it, a military zone, like a no-go area, and you are still there. They say don't no-go area, you went and you just want to push around, and he has pushed and seen, and it's good to try because you don't just stay one place. You have to take a step first, and when you take that step, it will help you to see the next step to take. After all, maybe they wouldn't have
so it wasn't a
been
try and
anywhere
error,
close
though?
to
Wasn't a try and error, because people are also saying it was try and error.
That's what Nigeria. You see, Nigeria is in itself a try and error country. It's in itself a try and error country. So you don't want the people with there. If he begins to behave as if he's an angel, that where I am, let me just be there. Nothing. It's a try and error country. There's nothing. The system here. This is a country where institutions are afraid of human beings.
All right.
Which is the other way around. Human beings should be afraid of institutions, not institutions being afraid of human beings. So you see, the institutions they're afraid of human beings, and one of the human beings in that institution now is Atiku. The entire institution they gathered around, they are afraid of him, and you don't want him to. It is what is obtainable here.
All right. Well, great. Just finally, do you think this whole thing is going to go down the line haywire in litigation, like Labour Party, like ADC is going to do? NDC, are they going to get involved with this kind of?
I see it happening because all the opposition, the ruling party wanted to achieve is to make sure this man is not on the ballot.
Well, Congress is also a factor in this.
Is he coming for presidency or what?
Well, we hear the OK movement has been
Obi
formed.
and
Kwankwaso has been formed, and this is where
it's going to be a good one. It's going to give them the momentum to push. That way, that means Kwankwaso last time won about 5 states in the north.
Just one state.
One state. Okay, he won about one state. In Kano, sorry, one state in Kano. And anything going by, if the north sees that prospect in them, in him combining with Obi, the east, because whether you like it or not, the east here will vote Obi. Even if Obi is going to lose.
But the factor remains that the eastern votes are not much all the time.
That's what I'm telling you now. If they come in block and the north, Kwankwaso has anything to do with the north there, it will work out something good for them. But it's not easy. It's not going to be easy to win an incumbent like not every other incumbent. Somebody like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's not easy to win him because this is a man, before he became a president, he told you that you have to seize power and run. And now that he has the power, you think he would drop it like Jonathan, a class teacher. He won't do that. He's holding it like a politician, not a class teacher, Jonathan.
All right. I think that's a beautiful way to end up this conversation. He says he will grab it and he will run away with it. Now that he's running away with it, who can catch him? Can the NDC and Peter Obi and Kwankwaso catch the runner? Well, only time will tell. This is Barry Cosmos Unplugged. Well, I'll be leaving you with this one. Everybody go out there, exercise your franchise, because if you don't do it, you will come back here to keep complaining. That's the only right that can never be taken away from you. So try again. If you want to register in a political party, you are free to do so. If you want to register to vote, you are free to do so. Always remember that your vote is your power. Even now, the power they shake before they finally take it completely. So use that shake one and make it steady. This is my own advice to you. Well, this is where the show will crumble for today. Let's do this again, where we have another beautiful round of conversation with another beautiful, wonderful guest. Thank you very much, Barrister Chooks, for showing up on Barry Cosmos
Thank you,
Unplugged.
Barry Cosmos, and your beautiful crew.
Thank you. God bless you, everybody. See ya.